for the Conference Player of the Year, Matthew Dellavedova.
My name's Matthew Dellavedova. I play for the Australian Boomers and I'm a big Collingwood supporter. It's just a way of life, I guess, because the first thing you do when you meet someone, who do you go for? And then you like them or you don't because it's Collingwood. So I think it's special to be a part of that. And yeah, it's just a special club and it's not just a football team. Our biggest achievement is making the Olympic team this year. And looking forward to going over there in a couple of weeks and seeing what we can do. The other day we got presented with our Olympic rings and that was a big honour, and it definitely makes it feel more real because I guess it hasn't quite fully sunk in, but getting the chance to represent Australia at the Olympic Games is something that I've dreamed of since I was a kid.
Yeah, obviously, if he could never have played for Collingwood, yes, I'd say it's not a bad option to wear the green and gold and play for the Boomers.
I haven't played footy since I was about 13, so a bit rusty.
He enjoyed football. Had he pursued that career path, we believe that he would have gone a long way there too because of his, inbuilt determination.
I played with some other people that play AFL now. Scott Pendlebury, the Brown twins were obviously a couple years older than me, but they were good Vic Country basketball players. I read in the paper about Damien Hardwick talking to my Boomers teammate Joe Ingles about playing for them, but we don't reckon he'd be able to make the switch, so we gave him a bit of crap about that. I think a lot of the skills and how you use your body translate between both, so that's why they can successfully make the switch. No one's had a word to me about switching over. I'm pretty happy playing basketball. Looks like I made the right choice. Talking to some of my American teammates and trying to explain to them what footy's all about has been a bit hard, but I've drawn them in to watch at least a quarter before they walk off, and they can't understand. They wonder where the pads are and why they're kicking the ball all the time. I watched the 2010 grand final in the locker room wearing my Collingwood jumper. The best desperation play of any sport I've ever seen is Heath Shaw's smother in the goal square. Gives me goosebumps thinking about it now.
Middle, calling for the football. Schneider, will he give it to Rebold? He will. Rebold runs in. Touched off the boot. Oh my goodness. Can you believe that? Wonderful chase by Heath Shaw. He came up behind him like a librarian. Daigan is 34. Reid is 20. Carlton desperate for a victory.
Keep walking. Come on. Right here. Come on, Mum. Because basketball's always, I guess, taken over our time with Yana and Ingrid playing as well, we always try to get down to 1 or 2 games a year. So we're heading down to Collingwood and Carlton tonight before I head off to camp and then the Olympics. So I can't think of a better way to spend my last night at home.
With Maxwell, he runs on as Maxwell feeds it up to Buckley. Buckley is a good kick. This one no exception. Well, Jamison had to go again.
Come on, girls.
So Daigan is going to wind himself up from 50. Well, he's doubled his career total. He's made an early statement.
congestion. Williams goes long down towards full forward. Fasolo set himself. Ball free at the back. Goldsack lays it off. Fasolo, a sharpshooter, snaps, hits the post. Gee, he's having a turn.
Get him.
Oh, brilliant work by Blair. Swan haven't seen a lot of him, but he saw something upfield that suited him very much. Gave it to Payne. Payne turns around and kicks the goal. It wasn't a Sharrod. Out of the congestion. Thomas!
Well done by Walker. Now, can he hook it around? He does hook it, but it's not going to be a score. Collingwood have got all the numbers.
Oh.
And Thomas takes the mark and then has it smothered.
Well done by Goldsack. Bought some time and space for sure. He goes to half forward. Payne turns around. Has a bounce, albeit a rather untidy one, and then slots the goal. 3 points the difference.
Judd creating, well played to Yarran. Now kick the goal, Yarran. Side steps, gets himself into a pickle, still got it, and goes bang. And did they need it? You betcha. Well, I said Eddie's had the biggest kick of the night 2 minutes ago. Can he kick a fourth? He kicked 5 in round 3 and he's got 4 tonight. And they might be home, the Blues.
This game is just running its course now.
Does Bucks get pretty intense?
Yeah, it gets testy, but he's usually pretty measured.
Yeah, he seems like that, yeah.
A bit of the American accent kicking in, mate.
Nah.
A little bit of the twang.
Come on now. Don't tell me that.
Yeah, it was just good to see an old mate and have a chat. Sort of scrimmaged against him when he was a little guy and we used to play a bit, so you know, he's developed into one of the premier college players over there, so yeah, it's look forward to watching his next year unfold.
Yeah, thanks, let's go.
No worries, brother. 9, that's your number. You wear 9, don't
Yeah,
you? Play, yeah.
at the Olympics. So. Last night at home before the Olympic campaign really kicks off, so we didn't get the result, but it was still an awesome experience, and yeah, I loved being down here and seeing what goes on behind the doors. As we were walking up here, I saw Ingrid, my sister, get a picture with Dale Thomas, so I'm sure she's going to have a big smile on her face for the next week or so.
That's Daisy.
That's pretty cool. Happy with that one?
Yeah.
Armfield and worked him hard, and it's Saul Simpson, that's courageous. He's been absolutely poleaxed.
You high bump when your opponent is going for the marking contest. You'll get weeks for that.
In the days leading up to the decision about the incident, I was feeling pretty remorseful about the hit, and then played on my mind for most of the weekend. You try and put it in the back of your mind, but yeah, I suppose when something like that happens, you're going to be thinking about it a bit. When I found out that I'd received the 5 weeks, I was hopeful that I would get the good record, which I ended up getting. It's my first reportable incident, and I was happy that I was able to use that, which is part of the rules of the sanction, I suppose, and then obviously the extra week with the early play. Yeah, immediately after the match, I went up and found Cade just to kind of, reiterate with him that I didn't really want to hurt him at all, and it was just a split-second decision that wish hadn't happened really, and then just made sure that he was feeling all right. I think he was a bit concussed at that stage, but yeah, I was just making sure that he wasn't too badly injured. With me missing the next 3 games, with 2 very important games coming up, and how close the ladder is at the moment, it's very unfortunate that I won't be able to running around there with the boys, but I'll do everything I can off the track and make sure that when I am ready to go, that I'll be fit and firing.
G'day, I'm Chris Dawes from the Collingwood Footy Club, and part of being a footballer is that I get to have a bit of an involvement with the community. So today I'm going to go into the Peter McCallum Cancer Institution and speak to a few of the patients in there, get a tour of the ward and find out about some of the great things that they're doing here.
Thank you very much.
Been going to the doctor for a long time back home in Mildura. I couldn't really tell what was wrong with me. Finally had a suspicion, something cancer related. Sent me up here with a diagnosis of Hodgkin's lymphoma.
So you'd come in here for a day at a time, would you?
Yeah, usually. Yeah. I was on a higher dose at the start, so I think it was about 5 hours at a time.
Yeah. And
then towards the end about 3. Started high dose chemotherapy. I was on that for about 2 months and then dropped back to a normal sort of dose of chemotherapy for about another 4 months and then finally got a remission status for the cancer, so that was great. Friendly people, and that made the experience probably as good as it could have been for a not very pleasant thing.
Obviously it's really important for the patients to have something to look forward to, so having a visit from players from the clubs is something nice that they can really look forward to as part of their treatment.
Hey, Ali, I'm Chris.
Chris, I'm Neil. Chris.
Nice to meet you, Neil.
We have a few staff members I know that barrack for Collingwood, and a lot of the patients follow them too.
Gives you perspective when you do get that moment to yourself for a bit of reflection. You can realise that, yeah, I may have personal problems or whatever they may be, and sure they're important to me at the time, but to see what some people are able to fight and the adversity they're able to overcome, it inspires you and it gives you that bit of perspective. Such a good cause, and they're doing great things here at Peter Mac. It just shows there's light at the end of the tunnel for a lot of these people, and that's such a good thing.
Hi, I'm Lockie Richardson, and my dad was Alan Richardson. We're here at the Westpac Centre with some of the father-son kids. Let's go meet them. This is the Collingwood Footy Club Clinic. They put this on every school holidays. I'm here with Tyler and Callum Brown. So Tyler, who's your dad and who does he work for?
Oh, my dad's Gavin Brown. Oh, he used to play for Collingwood and now he's working at Carlton.
It's tapped on beautifully. Gavin Brown's been great when the pressure's been applied.
Who would you rather play for, Carlton or Collingwood?
It'd be Collingwood.
Why is that?
Because my dad played there and I think it's got better facilities and I like it better.
Okay, good point. Ben. Alright, so this is Ben Richardson, my brother, and he's at the footy clinic now. How do you feel about the clinic?
Oh, it's a great time actually, having lots of fun.
What's your name?
Nick Daicos.
And who's your dad?
Peter Daicos.
Do you reckon he's a good player?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
As he kicks it up to Daicos. Daicos against Tom Alvin. Daicos onto the left foot. Is this a miraculous goal? A brilliant effort by Daicos.
So, do you have mad skills like your dad?
No, I'm only 9.
Do you play like your dad?
Oh, I think I'm a bit better than my dad. Yeah.
You think so? So, you'll be a star for Collingwood?
Hopefully.
Do you reckon you'll grow a mullet like your dad?
No.
Why not?
I don't like mullets that much.
Okay, it looks like we have some centremen, wingmen, and a little goal sneak. Looks like all we need now is a backman. O'Reilly! So, Riley, what's your full name?
Riley Presti and
And who's your dad?
My dad's Simon Presti and also known as Presti.
Do you want to be him when you're older?
Yeah, probably, but not playing full-back, maybe half-forward.
What all Collingwood supporters want to know, and players, are you going to play for Collingwood?
Yeah.
That was a sneak preview of the 2022 Collingwood Premiership team. If you kids want to join us, then next school holidays, join the Collingwood camp. Let's go to the G, boys.
Good boys.
We
We are here today at the MCG before the Collingwood and Freo game for the Live Your Dream game. So two teams, one team coached by Rocket, one team coached by Tarkin Lockyer, and just a whole bunch of fat, old, washed-up people that have paid money to have a game at the MCG.
Enjoy the experience. Clearly, everyone wants to get out there and do well. So, you know, feed the ball around, have a bit of fun, and try and bring everyone into the game. So, all the best, boys.
I can't wait to get my hands on the ball, but I'm not sure if I am as good as kicking as my grandpa. I'll give it a go.
Today, even though it's just a social game and it's a bit of fun, it must be pretty awe-inspiring.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And you're coming up out of the race and the stands just keep getting bigger and bigger and around you. It's just insane. It's a great feeling, empty or not.
Look, I don't think you knock back any opportunity to get back on the MCG, but I always used to joke with Ed that I was a Collingwood supporter as a kid, and I get to, like everyone else, you live in your dream, and I finally get to play for Collingwood.
Not too bad, boys. Just didn't quite take our opportunities. We've got a few inside 50s. Still having a crack though, which is good. Yeah. Full pressure. Amazing full pressure. Looking for it. Really good.
All right, as you can see there, the black team were victorious by 1 point. The white team put up a very good show. Black team were just too good, but great experience here on the MCG. That was a lot of fun, the Live Your Dream game at the G just a couple of weeks ago. And for your next chance to live the Collingwood dream, you can play in the Collingwood Golf Classic, which is coming up on August the 2nd at the beautiful Heidelberg Golf Club. Your chance to play with a past or present champion of the Collingwood Football Club. The contact details are on the screen now. You can email into the club or call Tina. Now joining me in the studio is a man who plays his 100th game for the club this weekend against Geelong, Alan Toovey. Alan, welcome to the studio.
Thanks, Glenn. It's good to be here.
Getting to 100 games must have felt like it was going to be a long process. You got overlooked in the 2004 and 2005 national draft. What was it like going through that period of your life, and how did you end up at Collingwood?
Yeah, it was a bit of a long process to get there. I went to the draft camps in both 2004 and 2005, but missed out. Had a bit of a stress fracture in my back, which I played with at the end of 2004, and I think might have hurt my chances a bit. But luckily enough, after 2005 draft, I got a call from Derek Hine and asked me if I wanted to train at Collingwood for a spot on the rookie list. So had a couple of weeks training there, and lucky enough to get picked up.
What was it like the first time you heard the crowd yelling out "Toovey" when you go near the ball? It's pretty unique. What was it like?
Yeah, it was a game I remember at the Dome there, so it echoed a bit. We were playing against the Bulldogs, so I thought Adam Cooney must have been doing something pretty special coming on off the bench or something like that, and then I thought I was getting the boos, but after the game, Dale Thomas kind of worded me up that they were actually calling out too, so yeah, it was a pretty special moment.
You've formed a particularly close friendship with Tyson Goldsack, Cameron Wood and Travis Cloak, so much so that you've even got your own bikie gang. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the Beaks are pretty well known around the club. All four of us have our motorbike licence, so we kind of suggested that we should have a gang name or something like that. So it was just a bit of fun. So, yeah, the Beaks came from there, and I know there's a few guys around the club that are hoping to get called up into the gang. Yeah.
Speaking of Travis Cloke, he's under the pump a little bit at the moment in regards to his commitment to Collingwood. How's he holding up through all that?
I think he's doing pretty well. There's a lot of focus on him every week. There's a lot of TV stuff and a lot of stuff in the papers, but I think they're just kind of keep him going through the process, and he's just kind of waiting in there to get the result that he wants.
Another one of your mates, Cameron Wood, he must be chomping at the bit to get into the team. We're only running with one ruckman at the moment, so he must be very keen to get his chance again.
Yeah, he's played a few games this year, and every time that he's got the call-up, he's done well and really made the most of his opportunities. So I think if someone does get injured or miss out for a little bit, Woody will be kind of straight in, and hopefully he'll be able to make the most of the opportunities if they come again. Disappointing thing from the weekend, Marley Williams has injured his shoulder. It's really unfortunate. He was doing a great job in the team. Yeah, coming off the rookie list, he had a really good pre-season and kind of worked really hard through the VFL to get his chance, and then once he came into that back line, he did his job for us every week and played his role, so it's going to be pretty disappointing for him and for the team, but hopefully he'll be back and stronger next year. It's your 100th. Harry-O plays his 150th. Blairy plays his 50th against Geelong this week. You must be raring to go and come back after the loss last week. Yeah, it's pretty disappointing against Carlton. I think we really wanted to play a lot better than that, and our form before then was pretty good, so hopefully bounce back and have a good win for those milestones. Well, mate, good luck for your 100th game on the weekend, and thanks to everyone at home for joining us. Look forward to seeing you next week on The Club.